I mean, well, for the most part, I've lived in a Christian home my whole entire life. So I mean, I've grown up with two pretty strong Christian parents. So I mean, I've always kind of known it, been around it. When I first gave my heart to God, I believe I was 5 or 6 years old, and I think it was on Christmas Eve when I did. I mean, it just kind of seemed like the thing to do. I mean, living in a Christian home where I had both my parents that went to CFNI in Texas, like they were pretty strong Christians in their faith, and my older brother was a Christian. I knew that, it was just a matter of time really before I gave my heart to God. We always went to church like every Sunday. When I got baptized, I didn't really understand like the meaning of what it meant to live a life dedicated to Christ. To be honest, I didn't really grasp the whole relationship thing of Christianity. I didn't grasp that concept. I probably wouldn't say it was till after high school, going through school and growing up, being a teenager. Like, I didn't want anyone to know that I was a Christian because I was ashamed. And I remember going to church, still, high or still drunk from the night before. And I felt so hypocritical, and I felt like, what's the point of me even going? Like, God doesn't want, God's disgusted with me. Like, I shouldn't be here. Like, I don't deserve to be here. John Moore, he was my brother's father-in-law. After I graduated high school, he talked to me and he sat me down. And at this point, like, I was super upset because I was supposed to, leave for boot camp, and everything was like going the way I wanted it to go. And then I got arrested and everything changed. Everything stopped and got put on hold. I talked to him about it and explained to him, like, I just feel like I'm so far back now, and I feel like if I died right now, I don't know that I'd go to heaven because of the life that I've lived. And that's when he told me, Jesus is a loving God. He wants you to come to him dirty and disgusting and full of sin, because that's the only way that you can be healed. That's the only way that you can invest in that relationship. And I felt like, wow, like I've never seen it that way. I've never looked at a relationship that way. And eventually, my charges were dismissed. I got to go to boot camp and everything went as planned. But then the second person that I think would definitely helped impact my life a lot is Tyler. He just said, hey, I'm going to be starting a small group. It was one of those things that, like, I looked forward to it and I craved it and I needed more of it. Still to this day, I'm very thankful for him and John Moore. If they hadn't have said the things that they have said, I don't know if I would be where I am right now. I no longer live the life of, I don't want to do the wrong things because I don't want to be punished, but I want to do the right things because I want to be pleasing to God. If you really want to please God and you really want to live a life for Christ and live a life for God, you are supposed to come as you are. There's a difference to getting baptized that I never knew. There's a difference to having the relationship with Christ that I never knew, because that's what it is. And that's what separates Christianity from every other religion. It's not a religion, it's a relationship. It's awesome because I used to struggle big time with depression. And now that I've really been looking to God in a lot of things, I really don't. Honestly, I would say that I started living a life truly for Christ, where I was like, hey, you know what, like, I'm taking this step now to like fully follow God in everything that I'm doing. Doing this baptism, getting baptized, it's taking a step to keep growing and keep going. And so me being baptized and being born again, it's like I'm starting new. I'm starting as a Christian, and I don't have to look back on things that I've done before, because I'm moving forward now. I never grasped that before when I was, 6 years old, 7 years old, getting baptized. Now I see the depth of it, and it's like, this is a life that I'm choosing to follow God. I'm making conscious choices to make decisions that's a Christian-based decision or a worldly-based decision, and I want to choose to follow Him.
All right, so this is Stephen South, and it's such a blessing to know him. And I can't tell you as a pastor how much I love it when young adults and high school students, college students come and say, I want to stand for Jesus, because that's not an easy thing to do in our culture today. It's a hard thing to do. And so, Stephen, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for standing for Christ. And I know that you're ready today, right, to tell the world that Jesus is doing a great thing in your life. It's exciting. And I want you to know there's times in church to be dignified and quiet and respectful, but baptism is not one of them. So when someone gets baptized, we want to cheer, we want to celebrate, we want to clap, we want to go crazy, because that is a symbol of God doing something amazing and life-changing, and that's something worth celebrating, all right? So, Stephen, as a brother in Jesus Christ, it is my privilege to baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.